G'day everyone, how's it going? Just going to do a bit of vlogging today with the fam. We're going to head down to the beach and then hit the markets on the Gold Coast. So going to bring you guys along on the journey and yeah, get my vlog on. Choo. Well, it's Saturday here on the Gold Coast and it's about 7 AM in the morning and we're just heading out for a bit of family time to the beach and with the dogs and then to the markets. And I was just thinking about this whole idea of the hustle, and currently I've got a bunch of client work that I could be doing at home, and it's in the back of my mind, you know, I know I'm gonna have to do that at some point, whether that be Monday or later this afternoon or tomorrow. But I just thought, you know, we get so much influence about the hustle and that's great, but at what cost to the rest of our world? And I've had times in my business where I've really worked super hard and I probably neglected my family a little bit at times, and it's seasonal, so my family understands that it's a busy time, and so now she's really accepting of that to get the business going. But it can't be always like that at the expense of everything else, and you know, your own personal life as well, your friendships and relationships, all stuff that doesn't earn you money, but it's all part of the journey. And I think we've got to keep that in perspective as business owners and entrepreneurs, that there is a lot of media out there, there is a lot of stuff out there that is telling us that we need to just continually work harder and push and push and push and do 100-hour weeks and stuff like that. And while that's great and that might be necessary at certain times in the business and seasons that you go through, I think that can be damaging and detrimental sometimes in the long run. So yeah, I'm going to be talking a little bit about this in the vlog today, as I show you a bit of our beautiful city, the Gold Coast, and the beaches and the markets. So hopefully you guys are keen for this discussion, and yeah, we'll see you when we hit the beach. Really is beautiful here by the beach, and the water just lapping up on the shore. Yeah, I just thought this whole idea of hustle, like the word hustle, I'd rather replace that word, you know. I think the word stewardship for me is the word that I use, and it's like, what are you stewarding? And sometimes the hustle has to wait, and if the hustle waits for a day or two, you know, that doesn't stop the fact that you've stewarded your business. It doesn't stop the fact that you've built your client base up, that you've built your portfolio up. The hustle waiting means you can just have time with the ones that you love, you know. And life is short, and I thought about this the other day, that life is too short to be worrying too much about things that aren't going to leave legacy. And maybe a business can leave legacy, and that's great, but what about family? What about friends? The relationships, so important as well. So yeah, I just think make sure that while you're doing the hustle, it's great, and I hustle as well myself, but remember, it's about stewarding, and it's about putting seeds in the ground that are going to grow up to create great trees. And the hustle sometimes can burn you out, and it's like planting and growing and stuff. It's something that can be so taxing on you, that can cause you to not be productive. It can cause you to not steward well. It can cause you to bounce between different ideas and different things. So you have to be really, you've got to be really onto knowing that, you know, it's about doing the right work, putting in the effort, putting in the time, and yeah, getting things done that way, and making sure that things on your list to do is also family time and relationships. So All right, well, we're just about to be done at the beach, and then after here we're going to be heading to the markets. So we'll see you at the markets. Just got them back on lead. That's always a fun part because the doggies never want to come back on lead. And they got a mind of their own. But anyway, we got that sorted. So we just got done at the markets, and we were chatting before we dropped off the dogs, before we hit the markets, about the balance and the hustle, this whole idea, and it raised some questions with us as well. You know, it's something that we've had to navigate through since the last 3 years of owning my own business and trying to get it off the ground. So yeah, I just want to say g'day to Sunel, and maybe we can I'll ask a few questions to Sunel about what that's like in context of family. You know, we've had a family day today, but I've also been vlogging, which means it's a little bit different than usual. But yeah, I just want to ask Sunel, what would you say to someone who maybe a family and the husband's just started out on a journey of creativity or his own business, and he's talking about the hustle, he's talking about working heaps, and what do you say about that? Have you got anything to add on that? Maybe say hello to the vlog viewers. Yeah, my subscribers. Meeting you for the first time, maybe?
No, you've seen me before. I would say be in constant communication about everything, regardless if it's small or big decisions or where each other's at. I think yes, your husband's trying to start a business, but you, on the other hand, have views of how it will plan out or how it might work. So I think it needs to be communicated both ways of how each other feel at every certain point. If you don't feel easy or comfortable with where things are at, you need to tell him, and I think vice versa.
Yeah, so I think we've done that well sometimes, and other times we haven't done that well. But obviously, you know, the business is important to me, the creativity is important, what I do with my business Pendula, but also my family is important. And I think some people can be really successful, but then they lose, like I said before, the relationship, and there's always this evaluation of where I'm at internally, and also where we're at as a family, and whether I'm spending enough time or doing the right things. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get that wrong. Sometimes I do put, you know, client work and you know, work priorities above some of my priorities as a husband and father. But when we talk about it being seasonal, there's sometimes seasonal times where, you know, you're just trying to get that into the top, maybe into a better tier of clients, and you've got to do the hard work to get there and hustle to get there. But then other times you need to pull back from that and you need to have those family times and family outings. And one of the examples of that for us was our big holiday this year when we went to South Africa for a month, and everything was just on hold with the business. And although I tried to get some work done when we were in South Africa, it didn't really happen, didn't really eventuate. And so it was just a time where we just, you know, had a good chill and a relax and a rest and re-envision the business. But when you're working for yourself, basically nothing in that month happened, and maybe the business turned over like $200 or $300 in that month. And so it was just one of those things where we had to just I just had to kind of relax about that. And then coming back from that, the momentum wasn't there in the business, and had to rebuild everything and sort of get everything running and churning over again. So that was difficult, but yeah, that's something that, you know, you have to do that. You have to prioritize those things, because at the end of the day, the business isn't everything. You know, your family is probably more important, those around you, the relationships you have, whether it's friends or your partners, your husbands, your wives, that sort of thing. So yeah, anything else, babe, that you wanted to add?
I don't know. Be prepared. Like, if your business is doing well and straight up, great. If it doesn't, finances is a big topic that gets avoided, but just talk about it, because it's a big, like, when you start not being able to pay your bills, or you can't buy the things that you want to do, or anything like that, like, it's a bit hard, but it will be alright. But finances can be a big communication void. But
yeah, I think Gary Vee talks about this. Is like, because the money isn't there, you know, a lot of the times in the beginning of the business, the money just isn't there. And so you've really got to have that conversation early with, especially because from my perspective, I came off engineering wage. So, you know, and I was 10 years into my engineering career. So, you know, I was doing pretty well. And then coming into no income really when, you know, just starting out. And until I got that first client, I had no income. So I went from, you know, quite a good salary that kind of kept us busy and kept us being able to do everything, pretty much everything that we wanted to do. And then I dropped straight down to no salary, no income. So I had a little bit of a buffer between a job I took, which was like a production job that I had for like 9 months. So there was a little bit there, but basically, there was really not a lot in those early days. And probably for the first year or so, it was a real struggle. And I think still now there's those times when we're still struggling as well. It's getting a little bit easier, but we're still sometimes struggling with cash flow and just clients not paying on time and things like that. So there's always that you have to navigate through as a family, and that's an important aspect. I think that I didn't expect to talk about this in the vlog, but I think it's a really good point to make, that bring people on the journey with you, and have those conversations, and then listen as best you can when if it isn't going right. You might have to go back to work for someone else for a little while until you can get back on your feet again, and that's okay. Failure is okay. It's not something you have to worry about. You'll eventually come back around again to doing what you love doing, and if you believe it and you dream it and you can see it, then I believe you can come back to it and win again another time. So awesome. So there you have it, straight from wifey, coming at you, how we've navigated it. And it's just, again, stewardship. It's all about just putting the seeds of stewardship in, and just making sure that you're every day ticking little boxes and stewarding what you're doing in your business. And keep on hustling, keep on moving. It's not bad to hustle, but sometimes the hustle has to wait. So thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the like button if you like this content. Comment below if you've got any ideas or what you do maybe to help you to navigate and more to the conversations you're having with those around you. So thanks so much for watching the video. We'll see you guys in the next one.